They celebrated the evil murder of a young woman by releasing a video of Eden spouting propaganda. Why? Because they want you to know that her value was only as an echo of their animus. That is how they want her remembered.
Chris Cuomo gets a lot right. And in this next video, you're going to see Chris really talk about, the reality of what Hamas is, which is a heartless, murderous terrorist organization that wants to kill Israel, kill Israelis, and then take over the rest of the world and do the same thing there. And he understands that there's a certain, deep anti-Semitism that's taken root, not just in Hamas. Obviously, they're anti-Semitic by ideology, but really an anti-Semitism around the world, which doesn't seem to which doesn't seem to kind of care about Jewish blood anymore. And he doesn't say it in terms of like the Holocaust, but really what we're seeing is a return to that way of thinking, where Jewish blood is meaningless, is cheap, and people find ways to justify hating on the Jewish people. And he also understands that Hamas wants to take its next victim as the United States or England or France or Europe in general. Basically, they have their eyes on the next prize. And he also understands that Iran is an ideological, economic, military force behind this absolute hate, which is not only dangerous for Israel, but dangerous for the world. We'll talk a little bit about what Chris Cuomo doesn't understand. Well, let's take a look at this powerful video from this American commentator.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not really sure what to say. And that had me laboring all Labor Day weekend. How can it be hard to discuss why the murder of 6 Israeli and American hostages matters? 6 young people stolen from the Nova Music Festival by Hamas on October 7th. Then, just as the IDF was close to rescuing them after almost a year of searching, they were reportedly executed. And now I'm left with nothing but questions. But there are questions we all have to answer. The first one is, why don't these faces unify us? At least here at home. Carmel Gat, Eden Yerushalmi, Alexander Lobanov, Almog Sarusi, Master Sergeant Ori Danino. Young people that could have been part of the solution, lost to the problem. And there is one face we know more about. Hersh Goldberg Poland, 23-year-old Israeli-American, taken and now murdered along with the others. His smiley Punim has been the poster for the hostage crisis. I remember it when I first saw it all over his parents' house in Tel Aviv just after October 7th. When I was blown away by John and Rachel's love and commitment. Their hope and mine was that telling their story would help more connect to what is so wrong here, to what matters. Now I have to wonder, did I help anything at all? I wonder in part because of how this news has been received. First, why are all these lost souls merely called deaths? So many media accounts put it this way. Did they die in an accidental crash or from cancer in that tunnel? No, Hersh and the others were assassinated. Targeted murders performed by terrorists to remind that they want no one saved from them. A reaction was sent to me by a friend of Hersh's family, and they asked some hard questions. Listen to this. Before he was murdered by Hamas in those final moments, was he aware of his parents' anguished pleas, quite possibly at the same moment, broadcasting at the Gaza border another chilling plea for him to just survive? Did you hear Hersh's mother last Thursday?
Hersh! Hersh! It's Mama. I love you. Stay strong. Survive.
Was he able to hear that? Was he able to hear the footsteps of the battle-hardened Israeli soldiers who were finally closing in after almost a year of trying to save him? You can feel how you want about the Middle East. It's one of the longest-running conflicts in history. It's going nowhere. But Hamas will never be remembered as freedom fighters in any context except one. for them to be free to carry out Iran's extreme Islamist wishes. They want Gazans free? Yeah, only to follow their caveman ways or die. And for Jews to die no matter what, and for us to die as well. Here at home, some on campus and online boost the cause of terrorists who would gladly kill them. And no, Hamas wouldn't just torture those who identify with oppressed minorities, such as LGBTQ+, but all of the same people who paint their symbols and repeat their propaganda. Hamas and the other proxies of the poison regime in Iran want us all dead, period. What else do you need to see? They celebrated the evil murder of a young woman by releasing a video of Eden spouting propaganda. Why? Because they want you to know that her value was only as an echo of their animus. That is how they want her remembered. And too many here seem to agree. This idea that the real victims are elsewhere, in Gaza, and shame on us for giving all this attention to Hirsch and the others who had it coming. That idea has to be heard to be appreciated for its depravity. Listen to this anti-Israel protester in Manhattan caught on tape talking about Hirsch Goldberg.
Was executed yesterday by terrorists. Are you okay? He deserved it?
Sure.
Why is that?
Why, what business does he have?
What business did he at a music festival dancing with his friends?
Israel killed him.
Israel killed him?
Not Hamas.
And you're supporting terrorists like that. You are.
Oh, it's only one. It's not just one. It's representative of a kind. And we know where they're getting it. Look at this Twitter thread that I found. So I'm looking for what's missing. Where's the discussion about the hostages and why this happened? So the only discussion on the thread, hostage murders, wasn't trending for its own importance. The theme was a headline that said, Israel did something bad. These are just nasty tweets. Get those off the screen. This was the headline in a discussion about the hostages being murdered. Where does this poisonous pursuit of parity end? Look, I get opposing the violence, the degree of death caused by Israel's retaliation, the occupation, the settlements, the lack of aid and media access. To want people in Gaza to be free and safe and determine their own fate. I'm here for all of it and present those arguments on the regular. But none of those desires will be met with Hamas terrorists in control. And no state would do much differently than Israel is right now if they shared a border with an organization pledged to their destruction.
All right, that was Chris Cuomo talking with a lot of common sense about the reality of who the jihad is, what they want to achieve, how they want to destroy Jews, they want to destroy Israel, and that any other country in the world would deal the same way with them and should deal with them harshly. And also the danger that the free world faces from jihadist elements, Iran, Hezbollah, Hamas, all these folks, they're coming to a neighborhood near you if you don't watch out for them. Okay, the thing that Chris does not yet understand is that Israel's not occupying any land. We're in our homeland. And the jihad has been able to get rid of us from parts of the land of Israel, from Gaza, from parts of Judea and Samaria, from South Lebanon. And through this process, they've become stronger. And Israel should never relinquish land to these people. We're not occupying no Palestinian land. That whole thing is a created mythology, which many people have explained how that works. But the point is that weakness in the Middle East, succumbing to false narratives that you're taking somebody else's land, is just a trick. It's just a ruse to get you off the land and then to keep attacking you. And the other thing that Chris doesn't understand is that Israel is nationalistic. Israel did elect this government. This government is not doing enough, not on the left, but on the right. It's not doing enough to get rid of jihadism. It's not doing enough to make sure that terror tunnels aren't built. It doesn't do enough to say clearly that we should govern Gaza, and we're the only ones who can govern it, and we're the only ones that have the rights to govern it because it's our land. He has not gone to those understandings yet. But still, I am very impressed with the fact that a person like Chris Cuomo is out there fighting the dominant paradigm narrative that Israel's in the wrong and that the jihad should be appeased. No, the jihad should not be appeased. The jihad should be destroyed. And if it's not, then it's coming to, as I said before, a neighborhood near you. All right, folks, more great stuff on our channel. Please subscribe, Yishai Fleischer TV, and let's keep fighting that fight. Let's keep fighting the fight of Jewish rights in the land of Israel and of a free world without jihadism for both Arabs and other peoples around the world who want to be free and want to be living a life of liberty and forward progress, which can be done if we don't succumb to the jihad and if we let Israel be big and strong and other nations big and strong. That's the Abraham Accords. That's the way forward. It's not through succumbing to the bad guys and to the neo-Nazis of today. God bless you wherever you are, and shalom.